Hi Flosstube, I am Tamara. I am PD Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram. This is Flosstube 49 and it is Sunday, April 24th. Sorry, I forgot what the date was for a second there. It's about 7 something in the morning. Right now there's only me, one of my daughters, and my dog, who you probably hear rolling around on the other end of the couch. We're the only ones up right now, so I'm trying to get this done before everybody else gets up and it starts getting a little noisy. If you are new here, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if you are interested in cross stitch, stick around and see if there's anything that you enjoy, appreciate, like. If you do not cross stitch, who knows? Stick around and watch. Maybe it's something that might interest you. If you are returning, welcome back. I appreciate you. I truly, truly appreciate the friendships and relationships that I've made here on Flosstube. And thank you. Thank you for coming each week. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate you. The last 2 weeks, I have been busy. I've been stitching on several different items instead of focusing on just one or two. So that's been a little different. I wanted to hit some prompts in some groups, and also I've been missing some of my other projects because I haven't been stitching on them. I've been focused on one or two things and not, stitching on everything. And when you have several whips and you only focus on one or two, you miss the ones you haven't been working on. So I've tried to work on some of those. If you hear noises, it's the dog next to me. I apologize. He is right now chewing on a pillowcase, which I'll have to get away from him when I'm done with this. He has a chew toy right next to him, and he's chewing on a pillowcase. So, yay. So what have I been working on? I have several whips to share. I have no finished items, I have no fully finished items. I have no just finished items, but that's okay because I don't do that much. But I do have some progress on some whips. So the first one, I'm really excited about this one. This is Christmas 2. This is Heaven and Earth charted. The artwork is by Ciro Marchetti. And I absolutely love the colors and the nutcrackers and just all the detail in this. And I got a page finish, which was one of my Whip Go goals for April. So I'm very excited about that. I finished this page right here. And yes, it's still on the Q-snap because I worked on it last night and I'm planning to work on it today. I'm going to move down to this page, and I didn't feel like taking it all off and putting it right back on. So the next time I show this, I will take it off the Q-snap and show you all the progress, but that's this right here. So yes, I still have all of this over here on the top, and then as you see, I'm working diagonal, so I have this and I'm working this way. So I still have a lot to go, but I'm very excited for that page finish. I apologize for that. We are bell training the dog, and he has discovered that if he wants my attention, he goes to the door and rings the bell. Not necessarily because he wants to go out, just because I'm not focusing on him. So he got his wish. He rang the bell. He goes outside. So maybe I'll be able to get the rest of this in without any more interruptions from dear puppy. But as I was saying, I finished this page. I'm going to start working on this one today, and I'm very, very excited for that. My other Whip Go goal, and if you are not familiar with Whip Go, I probably will not do justice to describing it, so I highly recommend going over to Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on YouTube and checking out her videos because she explains Whip Go. This was her brainchild. This is her baby, and she explains it so much better than I ever could. Basically, it is a bingo board, 25 spaces. I usually take the middle space as a free space. So when that number gets called, I don't have to do anything for that one. I can just mark it as done. But Each month, Jessie Marie calls 2 numbers from the board, and those are supposed to be your projects for that month. But as she says, your board, your rules. Sometimes I work on projects that are not that month's call. Sometimes the projects that are that month's call I don't get done, and so I'll work on them later, which we'll talk about a little later. For me, those Whip Go goals are for the year. I have 24 goals that I want to hit for this year. And the months that they're called, I focus on those, but I may or may not finish them. But I have the rest of the year. But this was my other Whip Go call for April. What month is it? Who knows? It was 5 days on a new start. And so I started America, America. This was from the Just Cross Stitch August 2020 magazine, and it is charted by Ursula Michael. And I got 5 days on this, and I feel like I got a good bit done for those 5 days. Sorry, trying to get it to where it's easier to see and handle. But I got Americ on the big one, and I have no idea what that would be. It's America, but not one of those letters is finished. And then some of the back stitch. I started here because this was the middle, and with the way all of the top, I usually start in the top left corner and work my way down, but all of this is back stitched, and that was going to be way too hard to start the thread, so I started in the middle where it was actual cross stitching and worked my way up. So I worked my way up to the top corner, and I'll finish this O and then go back and work my way down. So I got Americ, but I've got a lot done, and I love this. So I'm not really good about remembering fabrics and stuff, but I wrote it down. So if I look at my notes, it's because I want to share this with you. It'll also, all of my fabrics, any other detaily things will be in the drop down box below. But this is on 32 count Color and Cotton King's Blue, and is this not just the perfect blue, if you can see the color well, for those reds to just pop. I love it. It's very, it just, this blue screamed patriotic-y color, so that's why I chose it. And this one is housed in, I'm so fancy, y'all, in a Ziploc bag. So fancy. But that's okay. I'm getting there with project bags. I have a few, but I'm also on a tight kind of budget. And so when I can buy cross-stitch stuff, I tend to buy patterns, floss fabrics, and not project bags. I'm going to splurge a few times this year and get me some more project bags. So my last splurge was my Lowry stand, so that's kind of taken up my splurges for several months. All right, the next project is January Celtic Knots from 2016 from Ink Circles. And I'm using this for my, the board behind it. In Magical Stitches, they have a DMC challenge where each week there's one DMC color listed, and you're supposed to do them in order. And so this is what I'm doing them in. So you're supposed to do 100 stitches in that color. So some of these colors are so similar. So there's a dark green and a dark blue and a dark gray, and then the gold, and then 2 different yellows, which the lighting is not picking up at all, but it is really pretty in person. So I'm doing what I've been doing is obviously I am far behind because there's only like 7 colors in here, and we are far more than 7 weeks into the year. That's okay. Slowly but surely. Yeah. So I take a color and I go, and then I see where it's going to go next, and then go around, and then I'll do the next color. So I have another color to start. The next color I'll probably start here, maybe one over here, so that it just will keep going until the whole thing is complete. I can't show you the cover photo because there's not one. It's just the pattern, and even though it's free, I don't feel comfortable sharing it. But you can find it on Ink Circle's website. It's the 2016 free, under free charts. And they have a chart for every month for 2016, and they also have a set for 2017, and they're really cute. So that was on, this was on 40 count Grace Notes Fabric Swiss Mocha, which is a really pretty pinkish neutral. Absolutely love it. That's the top corner. I've been showing it like this. This is the top corner. Oh. I think that the warm weather is getting to my brain. It actually got warm here this weekend. We've been having roller coaster weather where it was warm and then cold and then warm and then cold, and now I think we're finally in warm. As long as it doesn't get too hot, I'm happy. So the next project I worked on was my Christmas Village stocking from Kooler Design Studios. If you have been with me for a while, you've heard me say this, but if you're new, you might not know. I have cross-stitched stockings for all 5 of my children and my husband, and I didn't have one. So one of my girls went on my wish list, and I had this one listed on 123 Stitch, and so she bought this for me for Mother's Day or my birthday. I do not remember. But it was a gift, and she said this was so that I could have a cross-stitch stocking as well. So this is what I'm working on for me. And this is just on 28 count antique white Monaco. Nothing fancy. And so I started going down this way, and then this past week I just did this little blue across the top. And there's the edge of the stocking. So that's as wide as it will be, and then it's going to come down here, obviously. So it's getting there, and this, probably will not be done for this Christmas. Might not even be done for next Christmas, but eventually I will have a stocking. Hopefully I will get my stocking done before my children decide to get married and get spouses that I will feel the need to make stockings for, and have grandchildren for me that I will feel the need to make stockings for. So I'm hoping to get mine done before all of that. We'll see. So the next one I worked on is The Office, and this is from Stitch Aria on Etsy, and this is on 32 count Color and Cotton Succulent. This is my travel project, so when I go to track meets, I take this because it's little motifs. I can, work on it. So I took this. We had a track meet week ago Tuesday. It was, I don't know, maybe it was a Wednesday, but the girls had a track meet, and it was local. I think it was actually, it was a week ago this past Wednesday. And so I was working on this World's Best Boss mug, and I'd already done the disco ball and the Dundee, and I was working on the cat. And I put my project, and I'll show you the back. So I have the pages printed, and then I fold them so that they just easily stick on under the needle motor. I cannot find words today, y'all. And I set it down in my chair to go watch a race because I had brought my chair, and I was set under the shade just a little bit back from the track, and I wanted to go actually see the race. So I got up, I walked to the fence, maybe 10 steps away. While I was watching the race, the wind picked up, and it blew my paper away, because when I came back to the seat, it was the pattern paper was not there, and it was nowhere to be seen. It wasn't anywhere close. So I have no idea. So I couldn't finish working on what I was working on. So I finished back stitching this with just the outline because that was easy, but I couldn't do anything else. So then this last time I worked on the cat. In fact, yesterday we were at a track meet, And I got the back stitching done here for the cat and on his feet. And I got Save, and then I still have to do Bandit. It would have been nice if I had showed y'all the cover photo, wouldn't it? Ignore the fact that it's bent, because, like I said, all the pages end up bent in my bag. This is what it's going to look like. I love all the little motifs. We're big The Office fans. So I still have to do the Bandit part of Save Bandit, and then I'll start over here on the kerchief head thing that Michael Scott wore when he was Prison Mike. So it's getting some progress. We have a track meet Tuesday this week. Cannot seem to hold these the right direction. So I'll hopefully start on that this week while I'm at the track meet. But I like it because they're small motifs, and so I can just take one little piece. Apparently, I need to not have it out when it's windy, or keep a better eye on it, or put it in my bag instead of just sitting it on the seat. I thought it was safe because it was stuck in the needle minder. Apparently not. So I don't know. Somebody now has page 3 of the Office pattern at that track meet because it was gone. It was just gone. All right, the next one. I told you I worked on a lot the last 2 weeks. So the next one is Rosetta, and my poor little cover paper has been all. And this is from Ink Circles, and I am doing each of these medallions a different color. I have 4 colorways, so it's pink, purple, turquoise, and green. So there's one of each across the top, and then whatever this colorway is going down this way, but different shades of that color. So I'll have 3 different shades of pink, 3 different shades of purple, and it's turning out really, really pretty. I will put in the description box below what the colors that I've already used are. And this was a Whip Go goal for February that, like I said, I don't always finish it in the month that it's called, but I finished my February goal this past week. And it was to finish 1 medallion, so I finished this one. This was in Week Style Works Turquoise. And wow, in person I can barely see the variation in the colors, but I feel like this is actually showing up pretty good in the camera. So it was to finish a medallion, and I got almost all the border done around that medallion as well. So but it's looking really good. I'm absolutely loving how this is turning out. And this is, like I said, I do have some project bags. This is my So Much to Love Mickey Mouse bag. Absolutely love it. This was one of my first project bags. I don't have many, but the ones I have are well loved. This usually houses some of my favorite projects. If I have a bag, my favorite projects go in it. And Rosetta is one of my favorites. I wish I would think about it and work on it more because it is a favorite. But then I get so focused on others. Like, I've really been focused on Christmas too because I'm loving seeing it come to life. And so some of my others have not really gotten a lot of, as much love as I would have liked. Yeah, you can let him in. Sorry, when the dog's at the door, so one of the other girls is going to let him in. So this is one of the Advent animals from Brooke's Books Publishing. This is Sheila Sheep, and I worked on her this week. And I have a mistake that I'm not going into Frog because by the time I found it, I had already stitched all of this, and it would have required all of this being ripped out, and this little, well, the little ball I think is fine, but all of this being ripped out and moved over one space that way. So instead, I'm adding a row down here because, so my sheep's going to be a little, one row fatter, or 1 stitch fatter. I'm okay with that. I don't think it's going to look too bad. She does look like a kind of chubby sheep. It's okay. She'll just go with me. I will join her because we're both a little fluffy. So she's not a chubby sheep. She's a fluffy sheep. And this is on 32 count Picture This Plus sterling. I'm not doing any of the numbers. The Advent animals are designed to be an Advent calendar. I'm not stitching the numbers because I want to make them into individual ornaments. So they're all on one large piece of fabric, but they're all individual ornaments, so I'm counting them separately. I would show you the cover photo, but it's in a very large stack of papers in here, and I don't want to dig through because that would waste your time. I don't want to waste your time. The last whip. Wow, 20 minutes in and I'm just finishing whips. Is November. This is one of my 100 stitches. Well, it's supposed to be my 100 stitches a month project. Stitches a month. That's about what it's become. It's a 100 stitches a day project. I'm supposed to work on this every day for 100 stitches a day. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to get better about it. I have done some. So I've done all the way up through the R. I'm working on the R. And in fact, I was working on it this week, so I just left my hanging thread. So I'm working on the windows of the house. And then I just have this last little bit of the R, the rest of this house, and then she will be done. This should not take me as long as it has taken me. If I actually worked on it 100 stitches a day, I would be done. So between the dog whining and my zippers, I am so sorry if you were wearing headphones. But that is all of my whips. So what else do we have? Plans. My plans are, I don't have any, I finished my 2 whip go goals for April. So I have nothing April-ish that needs to be done. But I need to go back and finish my January whip go goal, one of them, which was to finish Words to Live By from Tiny Modernist. So I'm going to work on that this week. I'm going to keep working on Christmas too, just because, like I said, I've fallen in love with it and want to keep seeing progress. And I'm going to try and finish Sheila Sheep so I can move on to the next Advent animal. I am in No New Starts this year. It's a group on Facebook. And I am in the 22 and 22 where you have 22 projects that you're working on. But if you finish a project, you can slide a new project in that spot. So I have all of my Advent animals separate. I have Sheila Sheep is in my list. So as soon as I finish her, I'll slide the next one in and work on it. I would love to finish the Advent animals this year. That would be great. So those are my plans. I do have some haul. So I have Color and Cotton. This is the April Fabric of the Month Club. If you have not already gotten yours, I'm sorry, I just spoiled it because I held it up without saying it. I'm not sure I like the new packaging with I like the packaging. I just don't like the sticker with the name on the outside because I tend to take my fabrics out and store them and then I won't know what it is. So I'm going to have to figure out how to, I guess I could store it in here. It just, I don't know. They stack so much nicer and don't slip and slide when they're not in a baggie. But this is dried lavender. I'm sorry, I should have opened that one. I tried to have everything open before I started. There we go, that's kind of the color. I'm in the color club. So this is 32 count linen. I don't stitch on anything really besides linen. I've got a couple projects on Ada, a couple projects on Monaco or another even weave, but mostly I stitch on linen. Now my big full coverages, those are not on linen because I need them to be on a count where I can do 1 over 1 more easily. And my other haul is another Fabric of the Month. And this is from Grace Notes Fabrics. And if you are not following Grace Notes Stitchers, go follow them. If you are not a member of the Grace Notes Fabrics Facebook page, go do it. I will link both of those below. I love their fabrics. They're so beautifully modeled. This is Earl Grey. This is a 40 count linen. And look at that modeling. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? This is such a pretty neutral that I can easily see like a winter scene on this because it's got a little bit of blue, it's got the gray, it would be like a winter sky. Absolutely beautiful. So they are a family-owned business. Their Flosstube, sorry, can't think of words. Their Flosstube is a mom and daughter, Corinne and Colleen, and then their whole family is involved in dyeing their fabrics. And y'all, they're wonderful. You really, really, if you are not following them, go follow them. I will link them below. That brings me to our giveaway. And 2 weeks ago, I said I was going to pass my stash because I had finished Lavender and Lace's Angel of Freedom a few months ago, and I was going to pass the stash. And so the winner of the giveaway is Fairy Rose. Fairy Rose, if you will email me with your address so I can mail this to you, this is yours. I'm so excited for you. I will, my email address is also in the drop box below. I am sorry if y'all move. It's because the dog has decided to walk through here. All right, life. Yesterday, you've probably noticed, if you have not noticed, yeah, I got a little bit of sun yesterday. We had an all-day track meet for my daughter, one of my daughters, and it got a little warm. I did put on sunscreen. There's the dog again. He's not getting attention, so he's going to ring the bell to make sure somebody knows he needs it. Thankfully, one of my girls is getting the door for me. But yeah, I got a little bit of sun. The track meet went well. My daughter threw javelin, words, and got a PR, which is a personal record. So she threw 101 feet and 7 inches, and she's been trying really hard for the last few years to hit 100 feet, and she not only hit it, she bypassed it. So she was really excited for that. And then she also ran the 3,200 meters, which is 8 laps around the track. And she came in 4th in that, so she had a really good day. It was really hot by the time she ran the 32 because that's almost at the end of the meet. It was very warm, and so by the time we were done, it was time to go home. And got home and realized I was a little bit sunburned. So that's been fun. We have, this past week was spring break for the public schools here, so we didn't have much in the way of sports, but this week it's going to ramp back up. My youngest has a soccer game on Tuesday and on Friday. My daughter has a track meet. One of my other daughters has, the one that competed yesterday, has a track meet Tuesday, and that's all she has. They have practice every day when they don't have a game or a meet. But the JV track team has a meet on Friday, but she is on varsity, so she does not have to go on Friday. And we do not have a meet next Saturday. Praise the Lord. I'm looking forward to a Saturday at home. But then after that Saturday, they'll go into the region meet, and then the state qualifying meet, and then the state meet. So we're going to be quite busy for the next 3 or 4 weeks ramping up for that. And this is the last week of soccer for my youngest, and then she'll be able to focus on track as well because she also throws javelin for the track team when she can. She didn't qualify for the meet yesterday. Yes, the meet yesterday was the coaches' elite meet, and they had a qualifying meet several weeks ago, and the top 16 times or throws or jumps for each event got to go to the elite meet. They had 7 qualifying regional meets 3 weeks ago around the state, and they took the top 16 from each of those events, and that's who got to go yesterday. So it was a relatively small meet because it was only 16 people per event, but it was for people from all over the state, the best of the best, and so it was fun. It was good to see her compete against the best of the best and do well. My son was out looking at an apartment yesterday. It's kind of bittersweet. I know he's an adult. He's got a grown-up job. He's a nurse and working full-time, and it's time for him to move on, but it makes my mama heart a little sad that he's, leaving the nest. So, and then one of my other girls, the one who's in college, she has exams this week and the beginning of next week. So it's a busy house here. But I wouldn't change it for anything. So that takes me to the quote for today, and it is from Michael. I'm gonna read this. Michael Altshuler, and it is, "The bad news is time flies," and I'm finding that so much as my children are growing up and leaving the nest. But the rest of the quote says, "The good news is you're the pilot." So we kind of, yes, my son is moving out and stuff, but I get to choose how I react to that, and I'm excited to get to help him when he does get the apartment, to go decorate and get him all set up in his next part of his journey. So I'm gonna choose to pilot and not let somebody else pilot the next steps. So y'all have a great week. Get lots of stitching in. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Keep stitching. Bye.